And we're back. Another BRAP. I wasn't expecting to do a BRAP today, but after the Xbox showcase, some I thought there were some shocking announcements here for me. And shocking not in a bad way. Shocking, I think, in a good way for me. Shocking in a way that I'm actually happy for people who are only in the Xbox ecosystem and get to play some games that were announced for the first time. So before you get to a lot of the showcase announcements, big reveals, I want to introduce the panel here. I have with me. He's coming to us from the future, which means that it is Monday. It means that humanity has survived to live another day. That the apocalypse has not dawned upon us. I want to welcome Falky. What's going on, Falky?
Hey, how you doing? Yeah, we made it to Monday. It's wet, cold, miserable down here on the southern part of the planet. But hey, we made it. It's still as crazy as it was yesterday.
It's funny you say it's wet and cold. It's wet here. It's not cold. It's probably like 70 degrees. But it's raining here, so it's kind of interesting that we have a. I don't know how cold it is down there, Falky, but it's 70 degrees Fahrenheit here. So
where are we at? I can tell you it's where are we at? 9 degrees Celsius, so it's probably like 32 Fahrenheit's freezing, so we're probably at 40 something.
Oh yeah, that's cold.
Yeah,
that's
it's
cold
snowing
down
on the hills. I can see that the hills, the top of the hills, I can see from my front door. I can see snow on the top of them. They're only about 100 miles away. It's cold,
wow.
man. We're getting hit with an Arctic blast at the moment, so.
No, it is cold. Yeah, it's summertime here in the northern hemisphere, and it is wintertime there in the southern hemisphere. But Falky, great to have you on the show. I really appreciate it. I put out the signal, you answered, so thank you again. Also, want to introduce welcome back, Doomsayer. We had the show on Friday. Doom, I sent you I put out the not the SOS, the I don't know, the bat signal, if you will. Yeah.
I'm glad that you did. I'm glad that you did, at least because now I have something.
I saved you. Don't want to say that too loud.
Yeah, because the wife is right above me. So
we did the real extraction game.
Yeah, exactly. This is the we should create an extraction shooter for Doomsayer, where it's like you have to like enter his house and extract him from the house, the home.
I was trip coming down the steps to get here as quick as I could.
That's funny. That is too funny. By the way, how was your dog? Did he go on a run today, or she go on a run today?
The wife took her for a couple miles, I think, but she's still acting up and everything. She just got all this energy. And then I'm laying in bed and trying to figure out something to watch, and she's constantly like licking everything on my arm. It's like, what the hell are you doing? Get away from me. And my wife's like, oh, don't worry, that's what a pit bull does. I'm like, oh my God. So yeah, that was another reason why I'm glad that you called, because I can get away from that for a little bit. So
no, I hear you. I hear you. That is yeah. No, I'm glad you answered the call. You can make it, man. I really appreciate it. All right, let's get into well, first of all, I've actually enjoyed this weekend with Summer Games Fest, the Xbox showcase. There was the PC showcase. I didn't get a chance to watch that today. Had to go back. I was watching bits and pieces of the Xbox showcase, but I was actually at a soccer tournament this afternoon while the showcase was going live, and so in between games I got to catch some of the showcase live, but then had to go back and rewatch some of the other bits and pieces of the showcase. By the way, anyone here a WWE fan? I just want to ask the panel here real quick. No, I'm probably the only one, right?
I used to be.
Well, look, there was Money in the Bank pay-per-view this weekend, and it was awesome. So it's, for me, from an entertainment perspective, right? Just with gaming, professional wrestling, or sports entertainment, whatever you want to call it, this has been an awesome weekend. Plus, I'm playing Claire Obscure Expedition 33, which big shout out to Lord Cognito of the Iron Lords podcast. Got to meet the voice actors for Expedition 33 at the Summer Games Fest. So that's awesome. You guys have heard me talk about this game quite a bit. This is my probably my game of the gen. This game, I'm second playthrough, and I'm enjoying it just as much. And actually, I'm glad I'm playing it the second time around because there's a lot of stuff I missed. I didn't really do a lot of flying around with SK, and now I'm glad I'm doing that because I'm discovering these like different arenas, different. There's a particular boss battle I'm going to get to here in this game. I'm not going to spoil who that boss battle is with, but I didn't experience that the first time around, so just a great game. Love it. And these things are optional, by the way. You don't have to. Some of these boss battles, things like that, these arenas, you don't have to do those things. It's not like required for you to level up or grind. These are optional things you can do, or you can just play straight through the game. So, all right. But from an entertainment, like just entertainment, gaming, WWE, R-Truth came back, Money in the Bank. I think it's a work. I'll get into that. I'm gonna start doing wrestling videos at some point. You guys like, what the hell is he BRAP talking about? What the hell does he mean a work? Well, that's for another conversation.
Just to cap off on that. So a lot of people go, stuff's fake. I mean, they take the bumps, they're legit, they get hurt. They're proper athletes,
absolutely.
right? But I love getting into the philosophical, I really do, getting into the philosophical argument of you'll go to and pay $20 or $30 to watch a movie, and that's CGI and it's stunt coordinated, and it is as fake as you can get. You'll go and pay money to watch like a Broadway show, for example, or go and watch a theater show. That is live acting right in front of you, and that takes some skill. What they do with the WWE is live stunt acting in front of you, and that takes an awful lot of skill because there's an awful lot of danger involved in it. Why would people want to shit on that when they're happy to applaud and pay big dollars for the other stuff? It never makes any sense to me. Fair enough, if the storytelling is great and they're doing the job properly and they're actually they're working the business properly, you can't tell who's providing what assistance to who. But just again, like in gaming, give us a good story and we'll buy into it. If it's like ventriloquism, you know that the idiot's standing there on his own with a dummy in his hand. But if he does a good enough job, you buy into the premise and then you have a good night and you enjoy the thing. If it's shit storytelling and they're botching all the moves, of course it's going to look like garbage. People need to appreciate when professionals are doing the good job at the highest caliber that they can. It can be really good, but for some reason, apparently it's not legitimate. So anyway, each to their own.
I mean, it's real. I mean, I mean, to your point, I mean, the bumps are real. It takes, I mean, it takes a level of, you have to be an athlete, somewhat of an athlete.
Well, you've both got, you both got children that partake in sports, and I know, Brad, that you've often talked about being around basketball a lot. Could you imagine doing a flat back drop onto a basketball floor?
No, I can't imagine doing that. But
that's effectively what that ring is. It's just a heap of wood with minimal flex in it, and they are full on flat back, brace themselves, and dive on the damn thing. No, thanks.
With padding, they have like I think a 2-inch or 3-inch thick pad that goes over the wood planks. Yeah.
Yeah. Pass. No thanks. Not from any height.
Yeah, it's I mean, look, you look at some of those guys who've been doing it a long time. I mean, they have some of those guys like have back issues, can't walk. I saw Hulk Hogan recently in a video. The guy's walking like with a limp and a cane. I mean, that is from all the and he's talked about the back surgeries he's had throughout his life. I mean, that's just a result of wrestling.
Yep.
So anyhow.
Sorry, gaming.
Yeah, let's go back to gaming. And by the way, let me grab hold on a sec here. I need to grab this. Give me a second here. Why is this not working? trying to grab the link here, and the link is not working for some reason. What is going on? Oh, here we go. Okay, I'm going to drop a link here in the live chat. Finally got the link to. Please do me a favor. Do the YouTube thing. Share the link. Put it on your favorite social media platform. Let everyone know we're live. But all right, I do want to go to. I'm going to go to the what I, in my opinion, what I think is one of the bigger announcements. It's the biggest announcement, but I thought it was a pretty big announcement on the Xbox showcase, and that is the announcement of. Okay, so before we talk about this particular announcement, I'll segue that announcement with this. I mean, we all heard news about an Xbox portable device being shelved, right? And or not shelved, but being put on hold. And we had Mag on not this Friday, but this last Friday, and he said, "Look, I think this thing's canned." I don't disagree with him, and I'm probably even more confident about that with the announcement of this. Now, let me crank this up here. There we go. I when I saw this, when I saw this image, and I think what was really interesting about how quickly they introduced this handheld, I thought the handheld I think that was done on purpose. And I think in part because they introduced this handheld, and then there was the Xbox Play Anywhere. If you guys saw that designation, that little little icon there in the bottom of the screen during the show, it showed Xbox Play Anywhere. And they talked about like the games you're going to see are available to play on this new ROG Ally Xbox. And I think showing this early in the showcase, the Xbox showcase, I think it was done on purpose. It was to, hey, we're going to show you all these games. By the way, here's this device. You can play all the games we're going to show. We're going to show you the hardware. Now we're going to show you the games you can play on that hardware. I think it's a again, it looks very much like the ROG Ally. I think it's a great looking handheld device. And combines the best of, it combines that Windows 11 Xbox integration. So I think this is for someone who, I think for someone in the Xbox ecosystem who wants to be able to access their games on the fly, whether traveling or maybe they're sitting on the couch, like Falky often say he plays his PlayStation Portal while you're sitting next to the missus, I believe. Yep. I think this is for somebody in that ecosystem who wants this accessory, this additional piece of hardware to complement their experience and access to their software catalog via Xbox, and have that flexibility go back and forth between a Windows device and Xbox seamlessly on the basically on the fly. They talk about that. You can access the different app stores on PC. Plus, it's got the Xbox button. If you guys can see that here, it's got the Xbox button there on the top, which Sarah Bond talked about when she introduced the ROG. I can't even talk. The ROG Xbox Ally X. So, and I think it's probably for somebody who, maybe is, looking for, has maybe been on the fence of, maybe I want to buy a portable, but I don't know. I'm kind of, in between these different ecosystems, and this kind of ties everything and meets all those needs that I have in terms of being able to access my content from different, applications, library, stuff like that. So, Deucey, I'm going to go to you first, sir. What did you think of this announcement?
I think it's a very beautiful device. I like how it looks and everything, the colors and whatever, but nope. Let me see here. I actually packed up all my Xbox stuff yesterday and getting ready to take it over to GameStop. So this does absolutely nothing for me.
Are you buying the PS5 Pro? Is that why you're getting rid of the Xbox?
I already have a Pro. I gave my wife my original PS5, but she doesn't play it, so I'm actually taking that over to GameStop too and trading that in. It's what I saw today is like I don't need it anymore. I don't. Like I said, this would be something perfect for my son. The only issue now is my son wants to take over his Xbox stuff and all the Xbox controllers and everything and trade it in so he can get MetaQuest cards now. So because he wants to buy VR games. So it's like we're not going to be an Xbox family anymore. Like I said, I mean, it's perfect for my son if he wanted it, but everything is either PlayStation or MetaQuest. It's great for somebody that's going to, like you sat there and said, take it on the go. You want to access your games. You don't have to worry about a console. But the thing is how much is this thing going to cost though, too?
A lot.
Because
It's
I
gonna
mean,
cost a lot.
wasn't there? I think I saw at least the storage. It was like 128, 256, 512, and then 1 terabyte. I can only imagine that the 1 terabyte got to be at least $800-900.
Oh, the tech specs on this thing are saying that it's an improved version of what the ROG Ally currently is, and that's already retailing at $699.
Oh, then you're probably looking at least
So where
$1,000.
I've seen the numbers. I've seen $699 to $899 thrown around behind closed doors.
Yeah, it looks like this thing is look, I mean, obviously we're clear. I mean, obviously no price has been revealed because we're speculating when giving our thoughts about what we think the price might be, but it is launching this holiday season. So yeah, I don't disagree with you, Falky. I think this thing, this device is it's going to be expensive. I mean, it has
Imitation
very
is a great
similar
form of
specs to the. Yeah, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
imitation is a wonderful form of flattery, but you got to be careful how much you charge for that. Like it's reading through the tech specs on this thing. It's supposedly it's got Wi-Fi, right? 6E Wi-Fi, but it doesn't have 4G, 5G connectivity, and it's got some other limitations associated with it as well that you would have thought in today's age, if you're going to charge that much, you'd get it sorted out. But I just don't like it's got a huge battery pack in it and it's going to run hot as hell. But yeah, I'm looking at it going, geez, it looks very similar to something else.
Well, I should have said.
Looking at it.
Yeah, well, I should have said this earlier too. I should have said that this is also going to be probably more likely an enthusiast device, given its price point. I mean, the ROG, the Asus ROG Ally X right now is $900 at Best Buy.
Yeah.
The Asus ROG Ally, which not the X, I think this is the SKU below that, $650 right now. So you got to imagine probably going to be somewhere in that that $700-900 price range.
Oh, it's going to be nuts.
Yeah, which
nuts.
yeah.
Oh, sorry, I've got a slight lag, so I don't mean to keep jumping over the top of
No,
you.
no, go ahead. Yeah.
We have got a wet day, so our underground internet is rubbish. I look, its key specs is its selling point is it brings your ability to access. So, sorry, I'll start again. It looks like it's a licensing arrangement. Asus has built this thing with the AMD tech in it based off their previous version, and they've thrown Xbox licensed apparel at it. It's got the grippy sides instead of being fully flat. It's got a similar screen to what a PlayStation Portal has, and its main premise is play anywhere, right? But from what I can gather so far, and I'm still trying to get this confirmed, so take this as not finally official, but it looks like you can access your PC games because it's full Windows 11. You can access your PC games from Steam or Windows Store or whatnot. I can't see where it confirms PC Game Pass anywhere. It doesn't confirm Game Pass or xCloud anywhere in the tech specs. But it does say you can stream your current library from your Xbox. So if it's access to your Steam games and you'll access your other bits and pieces by streaming them from your console, as I said, imitation is a wonderful form of flattery, but you know, I think they've missed a trick here. Yeah, I'm a bit. I don't know. It could have done a lot more with it for that price point.
So,
It just
Falky,
seems
what
a
do
bit
you
of a
think they could have
miss.
done more though? Like what
Well,
like what do you feel?
if you've got, I'm going to divert slightly here into a technical aspect that I will admit, I'm not 100% across the back end of how this works. But if you've got a game that runs on the console and it can go into Game Pass and run on console and the PC, I would have thought that straight away, if you own that game, you should be able to access it without having to stream it from your console. And if you have to hook into the Wi-Fi to do it, then why didn't they just put a 4G, 5G hook into the back of this thing if they're going to charge that much money?
I see
It's
what you're saying.
almost like
Okay.
saying, here's a copy of a Portal and we're going to charge you 4 times more for it because we like what? And this is a week after the Switch 2 came out. Come on, guys, you could have done much better than this. That's the piece that I'm cranky about. I agree with you. It's a bespoke piece of kit for a very hardcore fan base who are going to use it the same way that I use my Portal, I suspect, because it doesn't have the 4G, 5G, and you've got to be hooked into Wi-Fi. It's sitting on the couch with somebody else using the TV, but it doesn't say here whether you can stream a game from your Xbox and somebody else is using your Xbox at the same time. We know that PlayStation can't do it because it doesn't have that quick switch, whatever it's called, fast resume, quick resume. Can a Series X, I'd hate to think what an S is going to be like using one of these, but can a Series X actually support it? And that would have been a big question that would have been wonderful to have answered as well. Can somebody who's playing one game on your X and you're streaming your game from your X to play on this has got the computing power in it. Can you have that other game playing at the same time? Because if you could, that'd be great. But it doesn't say anything about that. Why put all this tech in it? And then it's like an afterthought of being able to put your Xbox library on this thing. I did read in one report said that you can't stream direct from Xbox Cloud Gaming, and another one says that you can stream titles through Xbox Cloud Gaming, but it's got to come through your console. I'm more than happy to have someone correct me on this stuff from the technical back end, but for the price point and what they're saying here, I know there'll be people who like it, but it's certainly not something I'm looking at with any kind of, should we do this? Should we buy one? Because she's just not convincing me at all. It could have, as a minimum, should be able to run Game Pass without needing a console, at a minimum. And I can't see anywhere where it confirms that. What's the point?
See, I thought it did. I mean, again, I don't know. I mean, I haven't read anything. Like my understanding is you could download your Xbox games, through Game Pass, right? Your library through, with Xbox Play Anywhere. Like if a game supports Xbox Play Anywhere, like you buy it once, you're gonna play it across, the different handhelds, different devices.
So
there's an offline mode for the game launchers. Yeah, go ahead.
Sorry, I'm just reading another one. Tech AU has commented you can stream titles through Xbox Cloud Gaming, play your own games remotely from your console, or download and play PC games natively. But the cloud gaming is Xbox Cloud Gaming PC games only. So with support from Xbox Play Anywhere, your game saves, add-ons, and achievements will seamlessly sync across your devices. So it's got to be a PC. You got to own the PC version of it, or have access to the PC version of it. I don't know if every game on Game Pass has PC.
You're talking about Xbox Play Anywhere.
Well, yeah, for this thing, it needs to be the PC version of it, not the console version of it.
Mm-hmm.
So again, my frustration is there's no clarity in what you can do with this. It's just like,
And
hey, here, as you said, they fronted it up the front, said, here's a wonderful new piece of kit. Have fun. Everyone goes, yeah, it's great. No one reads the fine print. And now it's like, okay, cool. Well, we're having a discussion about it. And who's going to actually use it? What can it actually do? And we're all sort of sitting here scratching our heads going, we think it can do this. Reports say it can. Some reports don't say anything about it at all. They should have fronted up at the start and said, this is what it can do and this is what it can't do. But I'll get off my soapbox because I'm clearly getting frustrated about this.
Well, Falky, I'm I don't know if you heard me. I was chuckling here in the background because you were coming from the lens of a financial analyst, sir. Like the devil's in the details. So I understand your like you probably are going to do a bit more like reading of the fine print and trying to pick this thing. That's just given the work that you do and how your mind operates, and that there's nothing wrong with that. But I'm just sharing that so that people understand kind of your perspective. You know, you very much operate the in the way of a bean counter does, you know. And that's not a bad, I'm not saying it's a bad thing. I'm just
I appreciate that disclaimer because yes, I tend to get a bit grumpy and I get sidetracked into the bean counter lens, the bean colored glasses as it's so elegantly put it at times. But thank you for listening to my little grumpy rant.
No, well, the thing is, if you go offline with this thing, one of the things I've read is that you need to sync your cloud save so you don't lose any progress when playing without an internet connection, right? I guess what I'm kind of now I'm kind of confused now because you talked about all these different things like the PC version. So my understanding is native game downloads. You can download and install games from Xbox, Game Pass, Steam, Epic Game Store, and other PC storefronts to play offline. Xbox Play Anywhere for game supports Xbox Play Anywhere. You can buy it once and play it across PC, Xbox consoles, and handhelds without needing an internet connection, right? Many of the games that they showed today, which I said this earlier in the show, I thought this was planned. The way they staged the announcement of this hardware, they didn't do it in the back end, the tail end of the show. This was like the second thing they showed you in the show, and it was like, hey, we had this device. And by the way, like, you know, you're going to see the Xbox Play Anywhere sign or, you know, attached to a game. And most of the games you're going to see, you're going to be able to play on this device. Most of the games that we're going to show today you're going to be playable on this device. So I think they set that up to get people kind of thinking, oh, I can play this on that new ROG Xbox Ally or ROG Xbox Ally X. Which, by the way, are, you know, looking at both handhelds are basically you're looking at a ROG Ally and a ROG Ally X. That's what I'm looking at. Maybe there's some different nuances with. It looks like I think there probably is some differences there. The Ryzen Z2 processor. I think the Z2 is not on the current ROG Ally and ROG Ally X. I think those two use a Z1 if I'm not mistaken. If anyone in the live chat, if you know, correct me if I'm wrong. But I believe that's the case with those with the current ROGs that are out. Actually, I'm looking at it right now. So Z1 Extreme processor for the Ally X7, also Z1 for the. Let me just confirm this real quick. Of course, Best Buy doesn't want to load up. Come on, Best Buy. Also, Ryzen Z1 Extreme processor. Okay. So they both have the Z1. The Xbox ones are going to have the Z2. All right. And you see this, you see the information up here on the screen, the difference between, and again, very similar to the ROG Ally and the ROG Ally X. The ROG Ally has 512 gigabytes of SSD storage. All right. And the ROG Ally X has 1 terabyte of storage. So very similar in that regard.
It'll be good for for people who get it and use it. No doubt it will be good for them, but it's
Falky, you just let me ask you, Falky, you want a device, right? You want a device that you don't have to be tied to Wi-Fi internet. You want to be able to go if you're out having a cigar and a beer at a pub, and you want to, and you're just you're by yourself, you're relaxing, and you get this itch to play Clear Obscure Expedition 33, right? You want to be able to access that game via Wi-Fi, not have to think about it, right? You want to connect it 5G. You want to download a game on the fly. You want to be able to do that. Is that what I'm getting? Is that
pretty close? Pretty close. If I'm out having a few drinks at a pub, I'm probably engaging with other individuals and not really thinking too much about playing something. But for me, when I'm traveling for work or when we're traveling as a family or something like that, I want to be able to have the opportunity or the ability to pull out a device that's comfortable and ergonomic to use, that I can actually see what's on the friggin' screen. I want to be able to pull it out, turn it on, pick up whatever it was I was playing and play it, and not have to worry about, am I hooking into Wi-Fi? Is it public or private domain? Do I need to go into a browser and accept the terms and conditions because the hotel I'm staying in makes me do that to make sure that I'm not looking at things I shouldn't be looking at? I just want to be able to pick it up, have it in my own ecosystem with a SIM card in it that gets 5G so I can play the damn thing. If it's got the capacity to hold the game because it's got a terabyte's worth of SSD storage on it, then what's the issue here? I need to be able to put the game on the device and it can run natively on the device, or I can stream it from somewhere. I don't give a crap which way it works. If they want me to have the DRM connectivity every 5 minutes so the cloud sync works, well, give me a freaking SIM card on a $4.95 a month plan and I'll pay the damn thing. I don't care. Just make it able to work whenever I pull it out of my bag and want to use it.
But Falky, you could always download. You could always download the games, save the cloud save, so you can play offline.
The offline bit's not a problem, but then I've got to sync it back in somewhere, and that's what I mean. If it's got a SIM connectivity and I can pick it up and take it anywhere I like and do whatever I like with it, fine. I don't want to have to keep jumping it through Wi-Fi points just to make sure that my saves sync up, because God forbid I get home and the one that's in the house then suddenly overwrites the one that's on my system because it's not been there and it starts doing system updates. Like, it's for how cheap it is to put that technology in a device. It's ridiculous that these things don't have it in there. And I'm not interested in mucking around hooking in and out of Wi-Fi points. I just want it to work. I'll pay for the convenience. I just want it to work. And I want it to be able to play the games that I've already got and bought. I don't want to have to think about, did I buy it on console? Did I buy it on PC? Did I buy it? This is what turns me off PC gaming, is the mucking around you have to do with it. I just want to turn it on and play something.
David, you just ruined on-the-go gaming for me.
But some people in the chat, Falky, are saying, I'm sorry, that you're making this overly complicated. I think Falky's just saying, as a consumer, what he wants, that he wants a device that he doesn't have to worry about downloading or syncing a save, like a cloud save before going offline. He just wants to be able to plug and play and not have to think about anything at all. And I get it. Some of you guys who are like, oh, that's really not that big of a deal. That's fair. But some people just don't want to deal with it. Some people don't want to go to
I deal with enough bullshit during the day when I want to sit down and just play. So this is what appeals to me about console gaming. You push the button, the console turns on, it's on your TV in 10 seconds. You pick your game, you play your game. That's it. I don't have to worry about fine-tuning settings. I don't have to worry about system updates. I don't have to worry about things that have happened in the background because some crap's going on and now suddenly Windows won't work for me or whatever the system is. I just want to turn it on and use it. It sounds like really simple. That's how Apple got as big as they are. You turn it on, you use it. It's plug and play. You get people into that ease of use. There's not a heap of customizations you can do with it. Just that's all I want. Something simple. And if you do that, and that's why the Switch is so popular. It appeals to the masses because it can do that.
You were saying something, Doomsayer. I'll cut you off. Go ahead, man.
Oh no. That's the reason why I have a Mac. I just turn it on and I just go and do what I need to do.
Oh my god, you have a Mac?
Yes, I have a Mac.
We need to talk, Doomsayer.
But David explained it so elegantly. I just turn it on and I just do. Listen, I did have a gaming PC. My stepson has it now. I couldn't sit at a desk or whatever. And I know you can hook it up to the TV and whatever else. I just want to plop my ass right on the couch, turn the damn console on, and then that's it. That's all I want to do.
Yeah.
Like I said, I'm not used to drivers and updates and this, and it's getting easier and everything, but I'm just a simple console person. It's just the way I am. But
So,
everybody
but doesn't
sat there and said that though, Brad. What you just sat there and said.
what's that you have a?
We have to talk. We have to get you off the Mac and get you on a PC.
Oh yeah, we got to get you PC gaming, man. Yeah.
I'm taking a lot of stuff next week to trade in. So
There you go, man. There you go. No, I know that. So with the ROG Ally X, it does have Xbox integration on it too. And the other, so that's the other thing I was thinking about too. Okay, well, so what's? I mean, you already have a device that has Xbox integration. The difference is this one has the Xbox button in it. I'm trying to, and I apologize, I didn't get enough runway here to really compare the difference between the ROG Xbox Allies and the current ROG Allies that are out in the market. But I know the current ones do have Xbox integration there. Yeah, our Macs. Do you game on your Mac? I just saw something in the live chat. Do you game at your Mac, Doomsayer?
no, I do not.
Oh, okay.
The only thing I do is podcasting and editing videos and all that stuff. So that's about it. I was actually going to give this to my wife and upgrade, but then my buddy's like, "No, don't do that," because she has a PC, but that thing's, I don't know, like 10, 12 years old. So
No, I think it's ancient, man.
yeah, it is definitely on its last leg. Believe me.
I got a question. Sorry, I got a question because I'm going to move on from tech. Are we able to move on from tech, or do you want to stay on here for a bit?
No, I'm just looking at the differences between the two. I mean, looks like like the operating the ROG Ally X runs Windows 11. The ROG Ally Xbox uses a custom Xbox operating system with an optimized Xbox interface that reduces background Windows processing for better gaming performance.
It's going to be so
The
hot.
ROG Ally
so
Xbox, the ROG Ally Xbox features more pronounced grips, dedicated Xbox button, and a controller-inspired layout for more console-like feel. The ROG Ally Xbox is going to have faster read and write speeds compared to the ROG Ally X. And apparently, the ROG Ally Xbox may have better power, may offer better, potentially better battery efficiency than the ROG Ally X. Yeah, so it looks like, and then I'm just going by the difference between the two. So it looks like with, I guess just kind of digesting this a bit more. Just for me, it looks like one the ROG Ally Xbox seems to me to be more for somebody who maybe prefers a console-like experience with Xbox integration. And then the ROG Ally X is more PC ish, with more like if you want like Windows flexibility, if you want, more kind of PC gaming on the go, but then you could also do this with the ROG Ally Xbox as well. So, yeah. Doom, you said, is this something? Are you contemplating a purchase here?
No.
I think it's a nice looking device. So
I totally agree with you. It's actually a very, very good looking device. But no, I'm not interested in this.
You don't do any gaming on the go?
I do have a portal. Last year we went down to the shore. I can't believe people were actually saying this on another show. But I Had no issues playing down the shore. I was playing Zal and a couple other games. My son brought his down, was playing Fortnite and Apex and everything. And another show, when I sat there and said that, they're like, there was no lag. There, you didn't have problems. It's like, no, we hooked up to the Wi-Fi and that was it. I'm not too sure what you mean problems. But that's the only handheld gaming device. And see, here's the thing. I don't know how you guys do it, especially, with David, how you take it upstairs, you sit by your wife as she's watching TV, you're playing video games, I get smacked. So how do you do this? What is it that you say
Well,
and do?
Why? First of all, why are you getting smacked? Are you literally getting smacked?
we've got a
Because I
welfare
should
check
be
here.
there with
Domestic
the wife.
violence. Domestic
Doomsayer,
violence. Welfare check.
Do we need a welfare check, sir? I'm concerned. I'm
Intervention.
actually concerned. Yeah.
If I don't answer your tweet next time or your DM in that, yes, please. Send
Oh my
some.
gosh,
Blink
I'm actually
twice.
concerned.
Blink twice for help.
Blink twice.
To answer your I'll answer your question in all seriousness and honesty. Obviously every relationship is different, no matter who you have it with. I can't stand trash TV, reality TV. It drives me nuts, and what's worse is it actually makes me very cranky.
Falky, let me. Falky, I don't mean to interrupt, sir, but you're the way you process things reminds me of a lot of the people I work with. And I don't want to use the word stringent because I feel like that's too, I don't know, that seems to have a negative connotation to it, but I don't mean that like as it like to insult you, sir. I just mean it like just the way you process things, very much like an analyst, an auditor, a tax accountant. Like these are people I deal with every day, by the way, at work. And the way they are very regimented. Like they know what they want, but they're very like strict guidelines, by the book, very regimented. Like I'm sorry. It's interesting because I work with people like this every day. But again, I don't mean that as a bad thing, Falky.
No, that's fine. We're highly disciplined, and the statistics show that accountants and financial analysts have the highest rate of alcoholism, and also the ones most prone to become psycho killers. So
Okay,
we're living on the edge, man.
Don't become a psychopath, and please don't drink too much.
No. No. I think I've managed to get beyond that point, but not in a bad way. I mean, what was I going to say? Oh, I was answering Doom's. So I can't stand trash TV. I can't stand reality TV, and it drives me nuts. And it actually, I'll erupt at the circumstances because it just drives the stupidity of it. Right? It's highly produced stuff, but fair enough. Anyway, my wife loves watching it, and I don't, but she does, and I get limited time to do a lot of things that I want to do, and spending time with my darling wife is something that we have limited time to do, just the two of us. We got, a preteen son. He's got a lot of schoolwork. He's just started high school. He's got a lot going on in his life. I work ridiculous amount of hours. We've got other commitments outside of work and home life that we're both involved in. So when we get an hour or two to sit down and enjoy each other's company, if we're not watching something that we're both interested in because we've already binge watched whatever it is we're watching, if she just wants to put on some trash TV, that's fine. I just pick up my portal and I sit on the couch next to her or in the living room with her, and I put my headphones on, and we're in the proximity of each other, so we're in each other's company. But then I'm not being aggravated by whatever's on the TV, and she's not having to put up with me playing something that she's not interested in and just scrolling on her phone. But the sensibility of it is, if I'm playing something where I can hold a conversation at the same time because she's just listening to it in the background, and that's how it works for us. So on the portal, I'm not playing something that requires, like a puzzle game which requires my attention, or I'm not playing a fighting game which I'm likely to launch the thing across the room about.
Right.
It's something like Tales of Kenzera Zao, or Forged in Shadows Torch was another one I've played through, done the whole game on the portal. The side scrollers, easy to do. They're not too much to think about, but I can have a conversation and I'm not missing things. like the RPGs, which are turn-based, that they're text, there's no voiceover. Perfect for the Portal for me, because I love JRPGs and I'm easy to read. And then if my attention is drawn away, I don't miss anything. So that's how we make it work. There's no way I could do a first-person shooter on that thing, or a fighting game, or play a Yakuza game, or try playing The Last of Us, or one of those big story-driven games on a Portal, because my attention would be too much drawn, and I'd rather just be on a TV anyway. So that's how we sort of make it work.
Dave,
Well, it actually does work. So.
Let me throw this out there just real quick, because I know, Brap, you probably want to move on. But see, here's the show. She brought these shows. She's like, hey, she says, let's watch Severance. So I got a month of Apple TV to watch Severance. We got about 3 episodes, and I'm like, I can't stand this show. I don't know what the hell's going on. I'm totally lost. Then we moved on to White Lotus. We started watching that. I got probably to the 2nd episode, and I'm like, I lost interest. I don't care. Then she was told from work, you got to watch The Handmaid's Tale. And I'm like, oh my God, I have heard nothing but great things about this. Up to episode 6, I lost interest at episode 2. So I'm like, but that's just me. But then we would watch You, that was on Netflix, and both of us like that. So it's
Have you tried watching Reacher?
Oh
Amazon?
my God, yes. Yes. I love that one too. That one and the Jack Ryan one was very good.
So I like violent shows, violent stories, violent games, hyper violent bits and pieces. It unnerves a few people around me, but I quite enjoy. And I promise, Brap, I'm not going down not going down the psychopath path. But when I was watching Reacher, and my wife wasn't overly interested in the whole crime drama, sort of wasn't hitting the story beats that she likes. She's more of a Law and Order, Chicago Fire, that sort of more faster, get through it quicker. If she doesn't like the long payoff. But every time there was a fight scene and he had his shirt off, full attention. So it's horses for courses, I guess, in terms of what you like. But I love watching The Rig, The Expanse, those sort of sci-fi or enviro ones as well. I was super excited to see The Expanse game that was announced this week. And for anyone who hasn't watched it, the Rig and Still Wakes the Deep, very much similar plot, similar story. So if anyone who's listening that's played Still Wakes or is interested in Still Wakes the Deep, that one's a really cool one to go and watch as well. But sorry, I just saw those and I thought I'll tie that in there.
Yeah, no worries. Give me a second here, gentlemen.
While you're working that out, I'll start vamping if you like. Not that we were going to talk about it today, but Mix, Summerfest, Day of the Devs, and Frosty Games. Those 3 shows, if you haven't watched them, go and watch them. They have got some of the most magical, imaginative, fun, quirky little indie games coming out they just look amazing. They're going to play great. And for me, Day of the Devs was one of the best shows of the week. It made these larger shows look plain, if that's a good way of putting it. Even this Xbox one that I've seen so far. There's some amazing stuff coming out from the indie area. So if anybody's complaining to you that gaming's dead, there's no magic, that everything's boring, State of Play was garbage, Summer Snooze Fest was garbage, everything's garbage, the AAA is rubbish, and the gaming is dead, tell them to go do one with a rusty fishhook. There's so much. There's like 250 plus that I've seen in the last week that I have just written on a list. I got to get true counting fashion. I got a spreadsheet, which show they were in, what game I thought was good. and I was talking to Logic about this earlier in the week because he was putting out his top 3, and I'm like, I'll add this, and he said to me, he goes, I can't add any more. I want all of them, and I want all of them too. I've seen over 250 games in the last 7 days that I just want to play, and I've played at least 50 demos of some of these games because they're all free on Steam. Go and get into those. So Mixed Summer Games Fest, Day of the Devs, and the Frosty Games. There's some amazing stuff. So hopefully that's giving you some time, BRAP, to find what you're looking for.
I gotta watch Day of the
Yeah, no, I got it. Yeah.
Sure. Oh, sorry.
Yeah, I didn't get to see Days of the. What was it?
Day of the Devs. So
Day of the
Day
Devs.
of the
Yeah, I
Devs
didn't get
is
to
run.
watch it.
Day of the Devs is run by Greg Rice from PlayStation. I cannot remember her name from IM8-bit. And to tie it into what you're about to talk to, the guy that runs Double Fine.
Oh, Tim Schafer.
Tim Schafer. That's him, Timmy. Those 3 are the ones that look after Day of the Devs. And the whole purpose of it is to give credence and showcase to some really cool indie games. And there were some cool ones there. There was one there, I cannot remember the name of it in front of me. It's one guy made it, and it's based off a heap of these paintings from a famous European painter. Again, can't remember it. Something like there's some dark thing in the back of it, and it's a point and click, but you've got to basically find the differences between the paintings, but you don't get the reference point. You've got to try and remember what the difference is, and they're all like really dark psychological horror weird things. There's something running through the paintings causing all these differences, and it's a complete mind trip, and the soundtrack to it is something different. It's nuts. If you like point and click games, or you like doing the whole spot the difference between these pictures, and you're a fan of psychological horrors, go and try it out. It is fucking nuts what he's done with that idea. And he's off the face of the planet. That guy is in a completely different world with his artistic thoughts. It's crazy. He's amazing. That one stood out for me. I was like, I can't play that. That'll absolutely trip me out. I can't play that game, but God, it looks like fun.
All right, we're going to get to the announcements of the Xbox Game Showcase for 2025, and they did do the Outer Worlds 2 Direct afterwards. Which, by the way, Obsidian, I've said this on numerous occasions, but I think Obsidian's probably Microsoft's best studio acquisition. I mean, they're and this year they'll release I would said Pillars of Eternity, but Avowed and the Outer Worlds 2. They did announce also oh my god, not Grounded 2. So they've announced that as well. Sequel to the obvious sequel to the first Grounded. But some of the bigger announcements. So we're finally getting Final Fantasy 16, which is actually out right now. So they announced Final Fantasy 16, and it's available on Xbox today. So if you haven't, look, I was happy to see this announcement. And by the way, I do have a poll going on the live chat here. Will you buy an Xbox ROG Ally? Right now, the poll, 11% have said yes, 89% have said no. But no, I thought that was a great announcement for the Xbox ecosystem, because this is a game that was a PlayStation exclusive, timed exclusive, and now it's on Xbox, and not just on Xbox. You don't have to wait to play it. So if you had any interest of playing Final Fantasy 16 and you're only on the Xbox, go grab it today. It's there.
Is it on GP?
It is not on Game Pass.
Ooh.
Yeah, I want to know how much those sales are going to go.
Well, yeah. Look.
You know, there's going to be an argument on that one, David.
It's going to be a bust up big time, but they don't have a choice. They just need the games in their ecosystem. This is where those individuals who have constantly shat on PlayStation for having the game and the people for playing it and enjoying it. This is where they need to put their money where their mouth is. You've got it on your console. The people who should have done the deal decade ago have finally got games coming from Square and Capcom and all the rest of it at a regular occurrence to your console, or to your platform, I should say. Pull your finger out, go and buy the thing and play it. Because if you don't, they won't keep bothering to port the stuff over there. More to the point, it's a really good game. It is a really good game. Go and play it. It's the same with Final Fantasy VII Interlude. It is a really, really good game. Go and play it. You've got some quality stuff showing up. Put the effort in, put the money in, and go and play it. Don't sit there and bitch and moan about it not being on your Game Pass, which is stacked into infinity on $1 deals. Go and pay for the damn thing and play it.
I mean, to your point, Falky, I mean, you know, if you want these types of games, look, I don't disagree with you that you should go out and put your money where your mouth is, so developers come and support these games, or not support, but release these games, and not release them a year later, right? So, but this is actually this is one of my favorite games from last year. I don't know. Have you guys played Final Fantasy 16?
No.
Played some of it.
Man.
I haven't managed to finish it. It's sitting in my list of things to do. But I've played some of it, and yeah.
Team Seer, we got to chat. We got to chat, buddy.
I have never played a Final Fantasy game.
What?
I have never played. Wait a minute. Let me correct. Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. I played about 2 hours. I loved the 2 hours that I played, but that's it. Otherwise, I have not played any Final Fantasy game ever.
Of all the Final Fantasy VII games that he could have got introduced to the whole thing with, he picks the one game that I detest the combat system the most in. Anybody who's never played a Final Fantasy game, go and play the original 7 before you play. If you haven't played any of them, play the original 7 first and then play the remakes. It's worth your while, trust me. Otherwise, go and start somewhere around Final Fantasy 16 is a great spot to start if you haven't. Because if you go back further than that, you got to get into 14, and that is a minefield because it is online and it is freaking huge.
Yeah.
People think picking up Destiny 2 is difficult. If you haven't played 14, you are a long way gone, fortunately. 12 is not. 12's a great game. The graphics are going to irk the shit out of you. If you go anywhere before that, it's either 6, 7, or 8. People talk about 9 being pretty decent, but 6, 7, or 8 because of their originality. Or another one that got announced this week, Final Fantasy Tactics. That came out in 97.
Wait. Did we say no one was going to buy this anyways?
Yeah.
That zero. I don't think we said no. Absolutely, no one's going to buy it.
No, you don't got this game on it. Well, none of you are going to buy it anyways. I don't ever remember saying that. It's a known fact.
Wait, you don't got this game? I don't even know what that means. You don't got this game. I just said like it's great. This game's on Xbox.
Yeah.
Oh, he sits there and says, "No, not you. The chat. Sorry, my bad."
The chat.
No, I was like, wait a minute. Like, did I miss something here? Like, I don't think we said that. I was like, no, but you were saying about Final Fantasy Tactics. Go ahead.
Yes, sorry. Tactics and 7 came out effectively in the same 12 months, give or take, right?
Yes.
Final Fantasy VII, the original one, is considered one of the greatest Final Fantasy stories ever told, and it's one of the best games that they made. 6 is actually a better game than 7.
A revolutionary game, I might add.
Yes.
At the time when it came out in the PlayStation.
Oh yeah.
The first
3D
PlayStation.
sprites, all the rest of it.
Yeah.
The story holds true to today, like 20, nearly 30 years ago. Like
you think 6 is better.
6 is the better Final Fantasy game, Final Fantasy mainline game in terms of a traditional JRPG. Final Fantasy Tactics is the best combat Final Fantasy game. It's not a
I could see
mainline
that.
one, but it's the best combat. I thought the combat and tactics was much better than 7.
Yeah, and 16 plays kind of a more of a like I looked at 16 as a kind of a hybrid
Yeah,
JRPG. Like it's skates the line between JRPG and action adventure. You know.
yeah. It's a J. What is it? A JARPG or something? I've heard people call it. It's a Japanese action role playing game.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
Um,
the combat designer worked on Devil May Cry, so I mean, like you see a lot of
Yep.
Devil May Cry that influence in the combat. I liked it. It was a bit different than other previous Final Fantasy. I will say this though, Falky, I did enjoy Final Fantasy 16 much more than 15. The story was better. Noctis and crew were just boring to me. Oh, we got to get B Money in here. What's up, B Money?
15 was garbage.
Yeah, 15 was okay to me. 16 I thought
Hey,
was better.
B.
I don't know if B can hear us.
Yo, what's going on, fellas?
What's up,
Hey,
B?
man.
What's happening, man?
Just at times we're talking about the video game, sir. we're talking about Final Fantasy 16 being announced coming to Xbox. And then we were just talking about the combat of Tactics 7 and 16 and how compare. And I was just talking about 16 versus 15. I didn't like 15 was okay, but 16 I definitely enjoyed much better. I like the story, a little kind of some Game of Thrones ish elements of 16 in terms of story.
I think they got both games wrong, to be totally honest.
So you didn't like 16 or 15?
I mean, I enjoyed 15 for what it was. I mean,
Yeah.
I enjoyed both games for what they were, but I think the biggest thing that's wrong with Final Fantasy is that it doesn't have an identity. Like every game feels like it's a different game. If you go back from 7 to 8, 9, 13, you know what I mean, 15, they all play different. They don't feel like there's any cohesiveness to what you're going to get out of a Final Fantasy game. The stories are all over the place. So, and I think that's why like it doesn't do as well as Square thinks it's going to do. When they look at the landscape and look at all the other RPGs, you know what I mean, that are coming out, all of them typically are doing better than what they're doing, or at least have a better reception. You know what I mean, public reception. So,
Persona.
yeah, so it's like they have. I think they're struggling with their identity and what they are trying to offer to fans, and hopefully, you know what I mean, the next one they get it right. But I think that's their biggest issue right now.
So you
Because
think,
like if you look at 15 and then you go to 16, if they were following what 15 was, would you be hyped for 16?
No.
Exactly. So then when you get to 16, like if you were a fan of 15 and you get to 16, it's like, yo, what is this?
But I wasn't a fan of. I liked 15, but 16 was better, so much better for me.
Right. But I'm saying if you were a fan of 15,
oh yeah, I see what you're saying.
And going into 16, you're like, yo, what is this? You know what I mean? Like there's like when you play a Persona game, you know what you're getting. You know what I mean? Like from game to game, it's different characters, different story, different setting, but you're going to get the same Persona experience. Even when you look at the new game that Alice put out, like it's not following the Persona formula as far as like the setting and the world, but you know what you're going to get. You know what I mean? So
it's very much an Atlas game.
Right. It's very much Atlas.
Yeah.
What can you say is the identifying factors of a Final Fantasy game?
So for me, Final Fantasy
It's
7
nice.
feels more like Final Fantasy games.
Right. But look how many games that was. That's 8 games ago.
Yeah.
No, I know what you mean, but yeah.
Yeah, I completely agree with you, B. And I'm a Final Fantasy fan, but I completely understand and agree with what you're saying. Every new mainline title with a number in it feels like it's they've tried to reinvent the whole thing again, and there's no continuity from the last one. Whereas other ones, like you say, with Persona and Dragon Quest, Ease series, the Trials series, like most of the other mainline JRPG games, they have commonality and they have they've got a soul that you can feel behind it. Whereas, you know, Forspoken could have been a Final Fantasy game for all we know.
Right, right.
It's Square Enix has just got it's a Square Enix game. Is it a mainline Final Fantasy or not? And it's the non-mainline ones which have more continuity than like tactics and all the rest of them. They feel more like a continuity of the Square Enix or the Square JRPG, their version of it. So, I do have to jump off. Apologies, I need to go and get stuck into a couple of other commitments.
Oh, no worries. Falky, appreciate you jumping off for about an hour. Thank you, sir. Always great to see you. Yep.
Take it easy, and I'll chat to you soon.
All right, man.
All right. Thank you, Falky.
Thanks, guys. See ya.
Have a good one, David.
All right. I'm going to end this poll here. I have a poll in the chat. By the way, hit that like button if you haven't done so already. Consider subscribing, the bell notification, so you're alerted when we go live. Will you buy an Xbox ROG Ally? 91% respondents said no. 9% said yes.
Are you getting an Ally? Either one of you?
I'm not getting one. I think Doomsayer said he's not either.
No.
Yeah. Not for me. Yeah. I just it's just not, I'm not someone who likes who really kind of games on the go. That's just not me. So it's not for me.
Yeah.
So all right. So they announced they announced at the showcase Final Fantasy 16. Available today. I mentioned that earlier. But they also announced Final Fantasy VII Remake Intergrade. Now, this is the first entry into the Final Fantasy VII reboot. And it's coming to Xbox this winter. So this winter coming up. So yeah, I thought those were big announcements, B and Doom. I think it's great that Xbox is getting those titles now.
I'm just glad that they're going to Xbox, so everybody that was sitting there yelling and screaming for the last couple of years can stop yelling and screaming about it.
Yeah, this is
My
true.
God, it's like, when is it coming? When is it coming? It's like, who knows and who cares? But at least it's there now. They have, Final Fantasy to play, and hopefully they buy it, and because it's not on Game Pass, right?
No Game Pass.
Okay. Well, hope they better buy it if they wanted it. So that's all I gotta say.
Yeah, not on Game Pass. Well, we said that earlier. I mean, like this is a way, if you want these games to come to your platform, then you you should go out and support these games. So I'm actually going down the Verge's article here on the Xbox showcase. So I'm just going down based on the order. The Outer Worlds 2, there was the Outer Worlds 2 show after that, after the Xbox showcase. But the thing that kind of raised the eyebrows, not necessarily, not that I'm surprised per se, but $80. Outer Worlds 2 will be retailing at $80.
Really?
Oh, yeah. So this is another and look, Microsoft said that they would be raising the price of first-party Xbox games. It shouldn't be a shock to anyone, although it might be because there's maybe some folks aren't all follow the news as close as we do. But yeah, $80 for the Outer Worlds 2. I was kind of surprised by that, but again, Microsoft said, hey, we will be raising the price of new first-party games coming to Xbox. So I again, not surprised. I certainly think $80 games probably, at least in my opinion, at least for me, and maybe others out there, probably ups the the ante in terms of, now do you consider looking at Game Pass as an option of outside of having to pay $80 games?
It's a very weird play, just simply because they split the revenue. They have a revenue split on PlayStation where most people buy the game. So it's like, yeah, you're raising the price, and you'll get more back, but you're also giving more to your competitor. Well, used to be competitor, for doing nothing. You know what I mean? Like, most people who are on Xbox are gonna play the game through Game Pass, and if they're on PC, they talked about how, you know, just about every quarter the PC Game Pass increases. So most people are on PC that are interested in those games are playing them through Game Pass. So the people who are buying them are on the other platform. I don't know. It's just an interesting play.
Yeah, it's definitely interesting. To your point, I mean that 30% split, right?
Right.
Yeah.
I won't be buying it because I have yet to play the first one, so I will wait until I play the first one, then I'll buy the second one if I'm interested.
Yeah, I think they do. Obsidian does Bethesda games better than the Bethesda does Bethesda games.
Absolutely.
Now, yeah. So, by the way, I'm sharing. Did you see the background here? Double Fine announced a new game. I've said this, love Tim Schafer, love Double Fine. I thought Psychonauts on the original Xbox, Psychonauts 2, one of the better platforming games. Like just really great game. One of those games that I thought defined the original Xbox. Psychonauts. I think I'm really excited to see Psychonauts 2 when that was announced. But yeah, there's another Double Fine game. You see it here in the background. Double Fine bias, obviously for me, but I think this game looks pretty good. It's called The Keeper.
I'm a fan of this too. Yeah, this looks good.
Is day one for you, B?
Yeah, for sure. Tim Schafer and Double Fine team, they always make like these super creative games. You know what I mean? Crazy art styles, and they always have a pretty good story. So day one for me.
Yeah, and this actually this is launching, by the way, October 17th of 2025. So one of the things I've liked about Machine XP says Double Fine is goated. Those who know. Yeah, I mean, you go back to Grim Fandango, which called classic. Tim Schafer. But this actually comes out October 17th, 2025, Xbox PC. It will be on Game Pass. It's a first party game. So this is, for me at least, this has been the best year of Game Pass for me. Clair Obscure Expedition 33, Doom, Avowed.
South of
Midnight. You have South of Midnight. Yeah. And now you have now they're throwing in Double Fine's new game, Keeper.
Not going to sit there and say it hasn't been a good year for Game Pass. That's for sure. I still don't have it, but
this is what kind of kept this is what's kept me. This is what I wanted to see from Game Pass, and I'd be curious to see if they're able to keep up that release cadence. It kind of sounds like maybe they will because of what Phil Spencer said on the showcase. Phil did make an appearance. He talks about 2026. I don't know if you guys caught that.
I'm waiting to see what's going to happen next year and what games, specifically one game, if it is coming to PlayStation. I'm waiting for that one.
Well, you see, you see Tom Warren here says, did Microsoft just tease a Halo Combat Evolved remaster? And that's the buzz that's going around now that Halo Combat Evolved is coming 2026. Phil Spencer said, Xbox chief Phil Spencer just casually revealed Gears of War E-Day coming in 2026. He mentioned 25 years after the launch of the original Xbox. By the way, that is crazy. I didn't even think about that. Next year is the 25th anniversary of the Xbox. And for those who don't know, I was an Xbox Live beta tester. So you guys can thank me later. Not you guys on the panel, but those who are listening.
And Sony just had their 30th? So Microsoft isn't that far behind them.
No, I think there's 5 years between them, right, B?
Yeah.
So, but yeah, 25 years. I mean, it was great to see Ninja Gaiden. Ninja Gaiden's getting released. They showed that again, which I'm going to be there day one. Now, is Gaiden on Game Pass?
Yeah, I believe so because they're publishing it.
So there we go again. Another Game Pass. I mean, like this has been a good year for Game Pass for me. But so Phil Spencer talks about 2026. He says Gears of War E-Day coming 2026, 25 years after launch of the original Xbox, surviving alongside the next Forza, return of a classic that's been with us since the beginning. I mean, like, the only game that I could think of is Halo. Like,
Yeah,
that's
you did mention
literally
Halo.
the classic from the beginning.
But didn't they remaster the original Halo already?
No,
No.
they threw it in the Master Chief Collection. They may have maybe give you the option to bump up the resolution, or maybe bumped it up a little bit. I don't remember. I haven't played Halo C in forever. I'll have to look that up. But what do you guys think? I mean, Dupe's here. It's got to be Halo, right?
I think it's Halo because, like I said, he mentioned Fable, he mentioned Gears, he mentioned Forza, a new Forza, and then he says, a classic game. I think it definitely is Halo, which I'll be buying as soon as. I mean, pre-order for what the hell was it? Pre-order for Gears just went up right after the show was done. I was like, oh, okay, pre-ordered it. So, and I'll also be getting the physical copy from Limited Run whenever they, tell me that's coming. But Brad, what was it? It was 2 weeks ago. I think we were with Mag and that. I just sat there and said, just give me everything, even the old Fable games and that. Bring it all over. I'll buy them all. I'll play them on PlayStation. I don't mind paying for the stuff. It's not a big deal. It's I don't mind buying games. I don't. It's nothing against Game Pass or anything. It's a great value for you if that's what you're into. I just prefer buying my games, and I'll be there day one for all these games, especially Gears and Halo. I hear clicking going on, but
Yeah, I'm not the biggest Halo fan, but if they bring it back and remake it similar to what they did with the Halo 2, I'll definitely check it out for sure. But
B, let me ask you this: are you more of a Killzone?
no,
Okay.
I'm a Gears fan.
Yeah,
big Gears fan. So Gears was always the game I went to on Xbox as far as the big three or whatever. Gears was always my game. Like I think I've only completed 2 campaigns in the Halo games, because I usually just play them just to play the multiplayer.
Okay.
Most people always want to invite you to multiplayer, so I'll hop on there, play the game. But when it came to Gears, man, those are my games, bro. Marcus Phoenix, you know what I mean? Barrett, Dom, Coltrane, those are my guys. You know what I mean? So when that comes back, I'm there day one.
I've told this story before. That's the whole reason why I bought a 360 was Gears. And the thing is, my sister, she used to work for GameStop corporate down in Texas. And she sent me the Gears game along with the strategy guide, the collector's edition of strategy guide. She sent me Lost Planet and Dead Rising. And I sat there for like a month. And I'm like, I can't wait to get my tax return so I can go get an Xbox. As soon as I got it, I was right down at Best Buy. I'm like, which one do I need? And the guy's like, well, here, just buy this one. It's a little bit cheaper and you can get, a separate hard drive later on. I'm like, all right, I just need this damn thing so I can get home and play the game. As soon as I got home, I threw Gears in there and I was like, oh my God.
Yeah, man.
This is what I've always wanted, man. Oh my God. Seeing the commercials and everything. I'm like, this is it. So, and I'm going to have a blast, playing it with my son. My son keeps bugging the hell out of me. When's it coming? It's like, all right, it's October. Relax. We'll be, don't worry. As soon as it comes out, we'll be playing it together. Cause we played 1, 2, and 3, and then Judgment. 2, we didn't play 2 because for some reason it wasn't doing co-op. It wasn't linking us together properly to where his character would be like a minute or two behind my character, so it was lagging really bad, so we couldn't finish that. But we did 3, and we did Judgment. So I hope they bring them all, and I'll be sitting there playing with my son, co-op and everything.
Yeah. I hope they bring them all. I was kind of disappointed it wasn't the full collection when they announced it was coming to PlayStation, but even just having the first game is going to be huge. And if hopefully the other ones come, I'll buy every one of them.
Yeah. So let me ask you gentlemen a question then. I mean, Halo CE remaster, and this is somebody got into a tizzy with me on Twitter because I said I think it's going to come to PlayStation. Do you think that, and it may not come to PlayStation day and date, but I do think just based on what we've seen, this behavior, this cadence of tentpole releases making their ways, this kind of steady drip, right, of their tentpole franchises making their way to the PlayStation. I think that Halo is probably next in line. What do you guys think?
Absolutely. And I wouldn't be surprised if it was day and date, to be totally honest, because Halo is big, but it quickly died off. After Infinite came out. So I think they want to have the biggest audience for that game at launch, and hopefully to be able to sustain it long term. You want to put that as in many places as possible. So I wouldn't be surprised if it launched day one, if not very shortly after.
I totally agree. I think it is going to be day one, and I'll be right there buying it day one.
To me, it's like it makes sense day one only because like it's never been on PlayStation. I would imagine if you're Microsoft, you're probably capitalizing on some sense of nostalgia. That's a big deal. We could argue whether or not Halo is has I guess the same commercial impact as it used to, but I mean it's never been on PlayStation, and I think that alone will probably drive some sales for a Halo Combat Evolved remaster. I mean, because if you would have told me 25 years ago that Halo will be on PlayStation, I'd be like, yeah, you're crazy.
See, I went to, and I mentioned this to you Friday night too, BRAP. I went to a buddy's house last night. He just got a PlayStation Pro, and I was sitting there telling him, I'm like, hey, it says, if you want to borrow any games or whatever, and he's like, well, did you get Gears yet? And I'm like, no. I says, that's supposed to come out in August and that. He's like, what else is coming from that was on Xbox that you think is coming to PlayStation? I'm like, well, I keep hearing about Halo coming. He's like, all right. He says, I'm definitely going to try that. He says, I never played it. He said, but if it's coming to PlayStation, I'm willing, to go out and buy it and that. So, I mean, if you... whether it's here on the panel or even anybody in the chat, if you guys are gamers and everything, man, just go out and buy the game, enjoy it, or get it on Game Pass, whatever you want to do, and just enjoy the games and everything. I want to see what they did like upgrade wise, because we see, hey, here's Gears, it's 120 frames or something like that, or 60 frames, 4K resolution, all this other stuff. I'm sitting there, I'm like, okay, so I got Ultimate. Ultimate looked good. When it originally came out, it blew me away. But now it's like, okay, this is really going to push the boundary. So I want to see. I really want to see what it's going to look like. I have played Gears 5 on PC, and that looked amazing, and it played amazing. So I can only imagine what this is going to be like.
They also showed us Black Ops 7, which is playing here in the background. I thought this trailer looked pretty cool. I've actually enjoyed the Black Ops series because they're I don't know how to describe it, but a little bit I guess different, like kind of incorporate elements of psychological thrillers. Yeah, this one seems to take place in the future. It's just interesting. So I actually like this one.
I'm actually surprised it's Black Ops 7, Because they just came out with Black Ops 6. Usually it's like, was it a year or two they skip? And
Yeah.
that was quick.
I'm okay with them skipping. I actually really like Black Ops 6.
Yeah.
Yeah, and 7 looks really interesting. Like it's just, I don't know. It just, yeah.
I think that's the guy that was in that NBC show that was on with Mandy Moore.
Yeah, This Is Us. Yeah, that's him.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh, is that him? Okay,
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
My wife hates that. Oh, I know that guy. Oh, shut up.
Oh my God. Jeez.
Hates it, man.
Yeah. Well, we talked about Gears of War E-Day. That's coming out. I might pick that up. I don't know. I know B, you said you're going to pick it up. Doomsayer, you said you're going to pick it up. I don't know. I mean, don't get me wrong. Gears is. It's funny because I remember when the Xbox 360 launched and then we had Gears. It's like, damn, we had Halo last gen. Now we got Gears. Like it was huge. It was huge.
Yeah, but now I think this is the thing that is tough for legacy titles like that, is that most kids don't care about them. And as we start to get older and start to age out of this, where we're, you know what I mean, like we're not picking up these games day one. Like these kids don't care about this. You know what I mean? And that's going to be the problem going forward.
Your kids aren't interested in Gears, B?
Oh no, my boys, they can't wait for Gears. You know what
I was about to say, I'm like, I something would like my expectation is that your kids would probably be aware of Gears.
Yeah. They grew up on Gears. I mean, their first console was a 360, so you know what I mean, like that's one of the first shooters they ever played. What was Gears? So they can't wait for Gears to come. But like, I mean, if you like my oldest son, he plays Fortnite. That's like his main game. And then my second son, he plays Destiny every day. You know what I mean? Like those are games that they care about. So like even like my nephews who are younger, they're like 10 years old. All they play is Fortnite. I try to show them like other games, like they don't care. You know what I mean? So like these games, the audience for these games are just going to get smaller and smaller. And I think that's going to be the problem going forward.
You guys both know this. With your sons and that, there's so much influence when it comes to their friends and everything. A couple weeks ago, my son's friend got him into Last of Us. My son comes up and he's like, "Daddy, did you ever play this?" I'm like, "Yeah, you saw it. It was the plant people and everything." He's like, "I want to play it." I'm like, "Okay, well, go ahead and play it. You're not really going to understand it, but you're going to play it." So then he went right into Left Behind, and then he's almost done part 2. But just a real quick story. So High on Life 2, I see that today. I'm like, oh my God. He comes walking out. He's like, "Is that High on Life 2? I'm like, "Yeah." He's like, "Let's do it." And he started, shouting because if you guys ever played it, there's a gun called Let's Do It. Yeah, my son wouldn't know any of these games, and B, you're right with Destiny and Fortnite. My son wouldn't know any of these games if it wasn't for him being basically right next to me, playing right next to me, and seeing these other games. They would only know Fortnite and everything. So I try to tell him, try to branch out a little bit, and don't always stick to the same thing and whatever. But I totally agree with you. It's the crowd, the younger generation isn't going to pick up on it, but we'll definitely be there because that was one of our favorites.
The other game that was announced was Persona 4. So we got the teaser trailer for that. This is the does this say remake or remaster? I don't remember now.
I don't know, because I don't think they really clarified what it was.
It's called Revival, but when I saw the trailer like of the town I knew exactly what it was.
Yeah, me too.
I'm sorry, go ahead, man. Yeah,
I mean, once you saw the school setting, you knew exactly what it was.
Yeah, and that street was a dead giveaway. Oh, that's for Persona 4.
Yeah.
Like you just knew. But Reload came out. That was in Game Pass last year. So 3 and 4 being re-released on modern platforms. It's also what they do. Many of these games are coming to PlayStation as well. I didn't see a lot of Nintendo Switch logos, which is kind of interesting, or Switch 2. I gotta imagine that some of these games are coming to Switch too.
Yeah, I think Nintendo
And I wonder if
is being kind of weird. Like unless they're having it at their show, like they are not letting other companies announce that the games are coming to their platform.
Yeah, I could. That sounds Nintendo-esque.
Yeah.
Like, hey, if it's not on our show, and we're not like the ones talking about that, we don't want it being shown anywhere else.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's play the Persona 4 trailer real quick. Doomsayer, have you played any of the Persona games?
No, never played any of the Persona games either.
Yeah, you have, sir, you have a list. Death Stranding, Persona 4, Persona.
Oh, you haven't played Death Stranding, man?
I have not played Death Stranding. I haven't. My buddy gave me a bunch of shit last night for not starting Days Gone again. Last year I just beat Grand Theft Auto 5 last year.
Hey, man, I totally understand, man. This last year for me, I've probably beaten 3 games total. Like my kids just have kept me extremely busy just with everything they got going on. So like, I totally understand.
Well, it was like I was telling BRAP Friday night. My son just started swimming with a swim team and that. So we already got the schedule. Tomorrow night is a mock meet. Tuesday night is practice. Thursday night is practice. So it's like, how the hell am I getting any of this game? So I got to try and do it Saturday, but then I think I have to work Saturday. So it's like, yeah, it does get tough. I mean, I have beaten, I'm going to say a kind of good amount, but it's more or less going back and trophy hunting. I'm a big trophy guy. So it just gets on my nerves when I sit there and see 24%. It's like, man, I can go back and 100% that. And then that screws everything up to where I don't play anything else. But I promise you guys, I will get to them. Death Stranding, Days Gone. Persona, I'm not really interested in. It doesn't really do anything. But I will sit there and say the Final Fantasy Rebirth, I will be making sure I play that too by the end of the year.
All right, gentlemen. Yeah, go ahead, B.
Oh, no, you good. Go ahead.
Oh, yeah, I was gonna say I'm gonna run through some of these games. I'm coming up to time here. Trust me, I wish I could podcast for like another hour, but I have some other things I need to do.
BRAP, tell me to shut up.
Like play video games. Plus, I gotta go check on my pool. I'm filling it up right now. So Persona 4, we got the announcement we got Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 3 and 4. We got some footage on that. And they showed off a Michelangelo as a playable character. We got a game called a Nemo, which describes a creature catching open world ARPG. We got I don't know, is this Aphelion? Is that how you pronounce it? We got a reveal trailer for that. Looks like it's a sci-fi survival game launching next year. Now I'm gonna play this game here. Beast of Incarnate Game Freak, which is known for their work on the Pokemon franchise. They're working on a new action RPG called Beast of Reincarnation. This is coming 2026 to PC, PS5, Xbox Series consoles. It's described as, in the game, you play as Emma, be accompanied by a canine friend, survive a journey across an ominous, ever-changing world where dangerous forests can erupt in the wasteland. I'll play this trailer. I thought this looked pretty interesting. This is one of the games I was like, this might be something that I want to see more, but this looked interesting. It looked like it certainly caught my attention. What do you guys think of this trailer? Assuming you guys watched it. I'm assuming
I did see it. I thought it looked okay. The one thing, or there were a few things, but one of these things that was throughout all these shows is like every game looks like a Souls like.
Oh my God,
And
B.
it's kind of getting annoying, bro.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
Jesus Christ, can we get something else?
B. It's funny you say that because we had this very conversation on Friday
Night. Yep.
with Doomsayer and Game Logic, where we said that like we were talking about the Summer Game Fest show, and it's like, yeah, all these games look like sword in hand, action action adventure, Souls like. You're describing that,
Yeah, man.
but I like it.
I like the
Go
games
ahead.
too, but we
Yeah.
can take them in moderation. You know what I mean? Like I feel like every third game that is shown now is a Souls like game. It's either a roguelike or Souls like. You know what I mean? And it's getting kind of annoying. Like, where are the just traditional games? Like, I don't understand. Like, yes, From Software made the Souls like genre popular, and there's a few companies that do it pretty well, but a lot of these companies are mediocre. And Game Freak, they're known for Pokemon. We'll see how they do with this game, but like every game does not need to be a Souls like or play like one. You know what I mean? Like, just give us some other variety. Like, after a while, all these games are just going to look exactly the same, and that's going to be a sad part because people won't be able to tell them apart, and nobody's going to know which ones to buy.
Yeah, I mean, we've gotten the Black Myth Wukongs, we've gotten Stellar Blade, we've gotten the Souls games. I mean, like, to your point, I mean, it does seem like there's this trend, this trend that many are chasing now in the game industry, where it's action adventure, sword play, big bosses, like Souls like so yeah, it's just a lot of it, right? To your point, B and Doomsayer. Then there was Grounded 2 was announced. Indiana Jones DLC. Indiana Jones: A Great Circle came out late. Was it late? I think it was late last year. Now we got the Order of the Giants DLC. By the way, Troy Baker is Indiana Jones. He sounds just like
God, yeah.
Indiana Jones. Yeah. Now I want to play Clockwork.
That's the best game they
Clockwork
shown.
Revolution.
Best game they shown.
Talk about it, B. Talk about it.
This looks amazing, and I'm not like a huge In Exile fan because they always made like those isometric RPGs. They're known for having making really good games, but it's just not something that I would play. But this looks amazing. This looks absolutely amazing. Like when they first showed it, I thought it was going to be like more of a BioShock kind of game. But this is a little different. I like the time elements. I like how the world changes based on stuff you do throughout it. So this looks amazing. This is definitely the best game they showed today.
What about you, Doomsayer? By the way, I love the pissed off doll. By the way, he was funny. But go ahead.
I was amazed. I totally agree with B on it. It was the best looking game. It was the most interesting game. I'm just sitting there. Even what you're sitting there and you have on screen was like incredible. I'm like, but then at the end they don't show no PS5 logo, so I'm like, okay, are they going to hold this off for like 6 months or a year or something like that, and then then bring it out? But yeah, see, that's something I would sit there and I would buy immediately on Xbox. I definitely want to play that. It looked freaking amazing.
Yeah, like this is a game they showed last year, and I there were some other, I think Logic and I don't know if Slow-Mo or Forte felt the same way. I think I think Slow-Mo and both Logic were like, oh, this looks pretty cool. I was like, it doesn't look like my cup of tea. I saw this and I was like, oh, this looks really good. Like I could
look at him pissing his pants right there.
That was pretty funny actually. But the to the point would be the B's to your point about the manipulation of time. Like I was like, oh, that's really cool. I mean, we've seen that with I think what was it, Quantum Break.
Yeah.
But this just takes it like to I think this turns that up a bit because there were certain things you could do with, I think, the civilization, or they talked about in the game, like how you could change the course of history or something, incorporate different, like, I think they show like different architectural buildings of different, like, civilizations, I think, in game. If I recall correctly. I think we'll see it here in the trailer in a bit. And then there was something with like the bullets, like you could pull the bullets out of the body or something by reverting time.
Mm-hmm.
Like I was like, oh, that's interesting. That doll cracks me up by the way.
Yeah, that's definitely giving me some Kojima vibes. Like they definitely were inspired by, like, just having these little creatures that talk and like,
and those like kind of weird, I don't want to say weird characters, right? But like different characters that clearly have distinct personalities and appearances.
Yeah.
Hey, BRAP. Sorry to do this. I got to jump off. But I appreciate you inviting me on tonight and that stuff. I appreciate
man, absolutely, dudes. There, no, thanks for hopping on, man. I appreciate it.
No problem. Hey, it was good meeting B. I've always wanted to beat him. B record for the Bears this year. Before I go.
Oh man.
Oh, he's a Bears fan too, by the way, B.
I'm gonna, hopefully we get 11 wins. I'm gonna say 10, but I'm hoping for 11. If we can get 11 wins, I think we're good.
If it's even more than 5 last year, I'll take that. I'll take that as a win, man. I don't care, as long as Caleb, gets better, the whole team gets better. I'm cool with it. So
I think the defense is going to be huge this year. I think we can get 10 wins, just based on Caleb protecting the ball and the defense showing up.
I hope so, man. I hope so.
There's that bullet thing. You guys see the bullet thing?
Definitely.
Yeah.
Like that is, look at like that is just, just like Doomsayer. Thank you again, man. I really appreciate it, man.
No problem, man. Have a good one, guys.
All right, man. You too. But yeah, be like that steampunk like aesthetic. There's the changing of civilization. That steampunk aesthetic, the time manipulation mechanics, the throwing, like you just threw the clock.
Yeah. This looks amazing, man.
Yeah, I think this looks really good. And Exiles actually make good isometric like games.
Yeah, they do. Like they always are held in high regard.
With the Wasteland games, right? Is it Wasteland?
Yeah.
I think that's
Wasteland.
Wasteland, yeah. It's got some RPG mechanics. It's just, look at that. It's awesome. I think this is good. This game looks good.
yeah. This looks really good.
I think this may have been the highlight of the show for me, B.
Oh, this was absolutely for me. This was the best thing they've shown. And then to me, this is probably the second best thing. That Super Meat Boy 3D.
Oh, I'm going to show that. Let me tell you something.
That looks pretty cool, man.
I thought it was cool that they brought Meat Boy back, but they made it like a 3D.
Yeah.
And I thought it actually looked pretty cool. I'm playing the trailer right now. That I won't play this game, but I thought the trailer looked great.
Yeah. Yeah, when it started and the green pipe popped up, I'm like, what? They got Mario over here? And then you see Meat Boy, and I was like, oh, okay. I know what it is now.
I mean, this 3D adaptation of Meat Boy looks, I mean, look at this. I mean, it looks crazy.
It looks insane, bro.
Yeah. Oh, I don't know, man. I might have to grab this. This looks like, this looks like one of those games you pick up and you just, yeah. I thought this was a great trailer.
Yeah.
Yeah, Super Meat Boy 3Ds coming early 2026.
Yeah.
No mention of PlayStation, by the way. All Xbox only across the board. So be interested to see if that comes, to other platforms. Ninja Gaiden 4, you got the official release date. That's coming out this year, October 21st.
Yeah, man.
Getting one of those who talk about 25 years of Xbox. Ninja Gaiden was one of those like great games on the original Xbox.
Yeah. And
again, here we go. The hack and slash. Here we go with the hack and slash.
The difference between this and games like Omnimusha and games of kind of like this style, like they aren't like those games where you have to play it slow and methodical like a Souls game, you know what I mean, and wait for attacks. Like this game, you could play this game fast, you know what I mean. Like you could every ninja game you could play fast. You just got to be good. You got to be quick. Got to be able to respond. But it's not like slow and methodical. Like
I hope they fix the camera issues.
how you have to play those Souls games, which is
no, it's not like that. No.
Yeah, the thing that's kind of annoying.
Corey Best says Meat Boy 3D is on PlayStation 5. Okay, I assumed it probably was, but no, you're right, B. I mean, like these are games you got to react quickly, but they're not like the slow, methodical. Oh man, look at that move where he goes back and forth like that.
Yeah.
Oh man, I can't wait. Big boss battles. Which, by the way, that is a staple of Ninja Gaiden games.
Yeah, that has been there from the very beginning.
Yeah, that's not a Souls.
Same thing with Devil May Cry. You know what I mean? That has been there from the very beginning.
Oh man, I cannot wait for Ninja Gaiden 4. I think this is coming to Game Pass too, right?
Yeah, this is coming to Game Pass.
Oh, that's right. We talked about that earlier.
Yeah.
Yep. Here we go. Yeah, Xbox. Yep. Game Pass day one. Look at that. That's why I said, this has been a great year for Game Pass for me.
Yeah.
All right. We talked about the Xbox ROG, the ROG Xbox Ally handheld. What are your thoughts on that, B? I know you were late to the show, but impressions.
I mean, it's an interesting device. It's not something that I'm going to pick up. I'll pay attention to once it releases and see what people are saying about it. It's kind of cool that it's got somewhat of an Xbox interface, and you can still kind of interact with other PC storefronts to get your games and whatnot. But for me, like I feel like if I'm gonna play like these big games, I want to play it on a big TV or like on a nice OLED PC monitor. You know what I mean? Like to play it on a small screen like that is just not something that I'm gonna do too often. And not for that price point. You know what I mean? Like, because I have the PlayStation Portal, and that's cool. Like if I'm playing like an RPG or something, I can just chill on the couch with the wife. She can be doing whatever she's doing, and I could be half paying attention and playing a game on the Portal. But it's not, for $700, $800, you know what I mean? It's not worth it for me.
Yeah, no, I hear you. I mean, it's definitely not something I'm not something I'm looking to buy. I'm interested in buying. Just
for that price point, I just grab a upgrade for my PC. You know what I mean, and just put that money towards upgrading my PC before I would just get a dedicated handheld like that.
Yeah. Yeah, I think as a companion device, it's asking a lot for me. I thought the PlayStation Portal was a nice. I thought that was a nice, attractive price point. Again, not for me either, but as a companion device, was it $200 for the
$200?
Yeah, and if I'm spending to Nate's point again, I'm not saying this isn't for. I'm not one of those. Oh, who's this for? This isn't for anyone. But yeah, for me, if I'm spending $100, I'm probably looking at, okay, I need to upgrade my PC. That's priority number one for me.
Right.
But I understand that there's other people out there that, oh, you know what, $800, I want, high end. I want a high end mobile experience. I want something with more Xbox OS integration. Then yeah, I could see that. Why someone would look at the ROG Ally Xbox. All right, then we got High on Life 2. The sequel to The High Life. We talked about Outer Worlds 2. Official gameplay trailer. Looked very much like Outer Worlds. That's not a criticism. I'm excited for this game.
Yeah, I was going to ask, where are you at on Outer Worlds 2? day one play for you?
I don't know day one. I think it just depends on what's out, you know. And that's gonna be the same. That's gonna be true for a lot of the games shown here at the Xbox Showcase and at Summer Games Fest. You know, I'm playing. I want to get to Doom, but I'm doing a second playthrough of Clair Obscure Expedition 33 right now.
Oh, okay.
That is just because I love the game. It's one of the best games I've played this generation. So, but I love what I saw here.
Yeah, no, this looks amazing. Did you play Avowed?
Yes, I played a little bit of Avowed. I need to go back and play that.
What'd you think about Avowed?
I liked it. I liked Avowed.
Yeah.
Again, to me, Obsidian is doing the Bethesda formula better than Bethesda is right now.
Oh yeah, for sure.
You know, but no, I like from what I played of Avowed, I enjoyed it. I just got to get back to it. That's the problem. So, but yeah, this looked great. I'd say that the two games that were high on my list for the showcase were Clockwork Revolution and Outer Worlds 2.
Yeah. Yeah, they're definitely the two highest. They were definitely the two best games shown at the presentation, and the two games that I'm probably the most interested in. So, Outer Worlds 2 is definitely day one play for me. Really enjoyed the first game. Hopefully the companions are just as good as they were in the first game. But like this looks pretty good. Story looks like it's coming together. It's going to be pretty interesting. So I'm pretty excited for this. Obsidian is definitely one of my favorite developers when it comes to like just making RPGs. And they're just a ultimate workhorse. You know what I mean? They got 3 games coming out this year. And I wouldn't be surprised if they announce something new next year. Like they're just one of those developers that are just flying under the radar. Not too many people are talking about their games, but they're doing their thing. So bravo to them. You know, keep doing what they're doing. That they improve every game. So one day, you know, probably pretty soon, they'll get the notoriety that they deserve.
Yeah. I don't disagree. B. One other game that that I saw at the Xbox event was Mudang 2 Hearts.
Oh yeah, the Korean game, South Korean game.
Yeah, EVR Studio, and I'm like, I was like, this is, I want Splinter Cell.
Yeah, I was surprised I wasn't here because remember they did tease Ubisoft teased Splinter Cell like a couple days before, like all the showcases.
This gave me a little Splinter Cell vibes, a little bit.
Yeah, it does. But we got to see how that plays. I mean, it looks good, but then there's certain parts of the trailer it's just like, what is this supposed to be like this? But it definitely had the espionage vibe.
Let me see. I'm gonna make sure I'm here we go. Now I'm sharing it. Okay. I'm sorry, B. What were you saying now? It had the what?
It's definitely got the espionage vibes. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, this is, and I thought the trail looked pretty good, but yeah, right. Like it's got, here we go, the espionage vibes. You got this soldier walking down the corridor here. She's kind of an interesting character. I kind of interested to see what her story is.
To figure out like why is she kind of thrust into this like the violence that she's coming across, because she doesn't look like the soldier or whatever.
No, she doesn't look like a soldier at all. Unless she has some kind of superpower we're not aware about, right? But I want to go. Where is the stealth here? There's some stealth. Let me fast forward here. Yeah, here we go. Start getting to. Here we go. There we go.
Yeah.
And he's got the goggles like Sam Fisher.
Yeah.
And see, he's crawling.
Crawling on pipes. You know what I mean?
Yeah, let's go back to that real quick, B, because
that's a classic Splinter show.
That's it. Yeah. Aerial takedowns.
Yeah.
And I'm wondering, you see how he stormed through that door? I'm wondering if that's like an option, like he doesn't have to do that.
Right.
Night vision there. Yeah, I wonder what her story is. That's going to be interesting to find out her story. Yeah, so this was another one, B, that I was like, okay. Yes, looks like an interesting cast of characters, very similar to Kojima.
Yeah.
See, look, there it is. Look at that. I mean, the goggles, right?
Yeah.
And they come up.
Yeah, they definitely have some inspirations.
Ubi needs to give us. They need to give us. They give us Splinter Cell soon.
Yeah, I wonder what they're doing, or kind of how they're retooling and refocusing since they they announced they weren't doing the Ubisoft Forward during the gaming season this year. So I'm wondering when they're going to show up, because they weren't at Summer Games Fest, they weren't on a State of Play, they weren't anywhere during the Xbox conference. So I'm wondering when they kind of show up, kind of reveal what the next things are for them, because they do have a Ghost Recon game in the work. They have Splinter Cell. They have a couple IPs that they're working on, and I'm wondering if sometime later in the year, maybe Gamescom, they kind of show back up and show what they're working on, or kind of how they're going to move forward.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So B, what do you overall, what did you think of the show?
I mean, I thought it was a pretty solid show. It's kind of hard because last year was such a great show for them, and then when you compare it to this show, they didn't have much first party presence, which a lot of people were kind of expecting. I was expecting. So it's kind of tough, but I think it was a solid show overall. Like I'll probably give it like a 7 or so, 6.5, 7. Like they didn't have too many things that were like wow or surprising. But overall, pretty good show.
Yeah, I thought it was a good show too. Probably not as good as last year's, but still a good show. Like I left the show with, okay, there are a couple games here that I could see myself playing.
Yeah.
Well, I get to them as a different story, but yeah, I thought it was a good show. So
yeah, what do you think of Summer Games Fest?
I thought it was good too. I like the variety of the show.
Yeah.
I feel like sometimes the community like we get so hung up on like AAA games, right?
Yeah.
But just the variety and the creativity in some of the games, it made me think like, gosh, like the artistic nature of software or video game development is I just don't think gets talked about enough, and maybe that's because people are busy fighting platform wars or arguing about which business model is the best or what the future of gaming looks like, instead of looking at what's happening today.
Right.
Like there was some there was that game, I forget what it's called. It was like a boxing game with like Muppet characters.
Yeah.
I mean that is one of the most creative things that I've seen. I know people would be like, "You're crazy for saying that," but like I would have never thought to create something like that. Like I thought it was an interesting, like, artistic take on like taking Muppets and then like taking like elements from Rocky and infusing them together to make this game.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, it was definitely very interesting.
Yeah, I mean, and then then you see a game like Super Meat Boy 3D, which I thought was awesome, and then Tim Schafer's new game, and all the work that these smaller developers are doing. Like everyone talks about $80 games are so expensive. There's so many there's cheaper games out there. There's developers that are making smaller games. But I
Oh
think a
yeah,
lot
I
of us,
mean that's pretty much all I play now because like of
yeah,
course most of those smaller games you can beat them in usually under 20 hours. So if it's something I can just hop on for a couple hours each night and kind of get it completed before the week is over, those are typically the games I've been playing. So all the smaller stuff, the indie games, those games have my attention more than the bigger stuff. Even like just throughout this year, I think I've
yeah,
probably played way more indie games than a lot of the big stuff that's been announced and come out. So that's kind of where my focus is now. Like a lot of the smaller games is what got my attention. Like that Hirogami game from the State of Play looked pretty cool.
yep.
The Mio game was pretty cool. Like I had a bunch of stuff on my wish list, from those shows, but most of them were smaller games.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I just appreciate the variety that we're seeing, and I just don't think that's celebrated enough in the gaming conversation.
Nah, because everybody wants the big budget stuff. If it's not, the most expensive game, with the biggest budgets, with the highest rating on Metacritic or OpenCritic, most people don't care, man. And that's why these studios will continue to close. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
it is what it is, and I think it's
Only a
over.
few are able to sustain those budgets.
Yeah. Over the next 5 years, we're gonna see so many studios close, and it's simply because like most people just don't care about the games that are coming out, and that's the sad part. Most of these games that come out are seeing less than 1 million sales. You know what I mean? They cannot. These developers cannot continue to go the way that they're going if people don't start paying attention to what they're putting out.
Well, I think two things will happen though, and I think one of the things we're seeing right now is, well, if we're not going to sell as many games and there's still a core audience for those games, we're just going to raise the price, and I think that's what we're seeing. And the other
for sure.
And that's why I see $80 games now. The other downside is like, look, there's only a few publishers, developers that can sustain those big budgets, and not everyone's going to be able to, make those big AAA games. They're not going to sell enough, and they're going to end up shuttering their doors, unfortunately.
Yeah. The increase of $80 is only going to go up, and like I said about, when prices were going up last generation, we came in and just this generation, and the consoles were $500, and PlayStation released the Pro at $700. Like console prices are not going up or not going down, and game prices are not going down.
Yeah,
$80, $90 will be the standard going forward for games, and that there's going to be a huge shift for a lot of people, and I think a lot of people are going to be okay with sticking to the free-to-play game that they enjoy, or they're going to be okay with playing, whatever live service game that they enjoy. Because I mean, if you go to the store and you see, all these games priced at $80, you're only going to pick the best game. You're going to pick the game that everybody's talking about. When you look at the storefront or you go online and everybody's talking about a particular game, that's the game you're going to buy, and everything else will be ignored. So it's going to be, we're going to see a huge shift in the next 5 years. You know what I mean? In the next 5 years, new consoles will be out from Xbox, PlayStation. Those consoles are not going to be cheap, and neither will the games. And we'll see if Microsoft's plan, with Game Pass works out for them. Where as game prices increase, does that increase the volume of people who flock to Game Pass, or does it work in reverse where people are like, all right, well, I'll just play less games. You know what I mean? I'll be more selective with my game choices, where, the guy who usually would buy 3 games a year, now he buys 2 because he's okay with just playing Madden for the whole year, and he might buy Call of Duty. You know what I mean? Or when Grand Theft Auto comes out and the online is released, that's a game that most people play for the rest of the generation. You know what I mean? So it's going to be very interesting to see how this plays out.
Yeah, it's gonna be interesting, man, for sure. Definitely gonna be interesting. But well, look, fortunately, I need to wrap up the show, but want to give a shout out to everyone in the live chat. Thanks so much for coming by and hanging out. This kind of a last minute type thing. Wasn't expecting to do a show today. Was going to wait till Wednesday. Actually, I'll probably have to move the show back to Wednesday now because my schedule with as relates to sports is going to be shifting to things happening Friday now, and plus, it's been taking away some time from hanging out with the family. So I may have to go back to Wednesdays again at 9 p.m. Eastern time. So just how it goes sometimes, right, B?
Yeah, that's how it goes, man.
Yeah,
family first at the end of the day, man.
Yeah, exactly. So I may have to. So while we have been doing a BRAP on Fridays at 8 p.m., just know that in the next coming weeks or so, we will be switching back to Wednesday at 9 p.m. Eastern time, or maybe at 8 p.m. Eastern time, depending on some other scheduling things I need to figure out. But B, hey man, always great to have you on. Love talking video games with you, man. We've been doing this for 10 years now.
Yeah, man, very long time, man.
Yeah, so always a pleasure having you on, man. I don't know if you want to be found, B, but if you do, let everyone know they can find you.
Yeah, man, you can find me everywhere. Same name, B Money 101. Hopefully, with the summer schedule, I'll probably be on more shows just because the boys will have practice during the day and things like that. And going back to Wednesdays will probably help a little bit. So hopefully you guys will see me around here a little bit more often. But if not, I'll try to be here as often as I can.
Hey, B, real quick, man. So my 6-year-old starting football and listen to this, man. He's 6 years old, right? Tackle football, right? First year playing. They have him doing a mini camp.
Oh yeah.
Like third week in July, the week before they actually start regular practices.
Yep.
At 6, a mini camp. I'm like, are you shitting me?
Yeah, man. This is serious stuff, man. Once you start playing tackle football, man, it's no joke.
B, 3 days a week.
Yeah.
Practice.
Yeah.
Man, we're talking about practice.
Yeah. That sounds about right, man.
We're talking about practice.
Yeah.
I was like, it's funny. I was like, I gotta talk to B. Like, I could get it like 10, 11 years old, but 6?
Yeah, man. They start them early, especially if you're gonna stay in the same city, because they want you to kind of grow up throughout the program. So they usually the program is usually set, No,
here down under. I know I'm still live, by the way. He's like, you're still live, BRAP. No, I know that.
Yeah, they set the program so it scales all the way down to when they first start playing. So yeah, I mean, I totally get it, man. My kids were the same way. My oldest son is already working out, and my second son, his camp starts this week. So I mean, they literally just got out of school a week ago, and they're going right back to it. So I totally understand, man.
My 11-year-old plays baseball, not as intense as football, right?
Yeah,
but it can be if you're doing travel ball. He's not doing travel; he's still playing rec. But he's got 2 tournaments, and we're still practicing. Like the season's over. We lost in the semifinals of the playoffs.
Mm-hmm.
We still got practice, so we still have 2 tournaments coming up. But even outside of that, he loves practicing baseball. Like I'll take him to the tunnels, right, to go hit.
Yeah.
But he loves it, man. It makes my job easier. Like I don't have to force him to practice baseball. Like it's kind of annoying because it's all right. I'm like, dude, it's time to go. We got to go. Like, oh, wait, one more hit or one more throw. I'm like, come on, man. Like,
oh yeah. That's the life for the kids that play sports, man.
Yeah, but I think it's great though that he wants to do that, and I don't have to push him to do it. There's sometimes I do because he's like tired or whatever. But like he loves going. I mean, and he competes with himself like in the cage. Let me get one more hit. That one I didn't hit that one hard enough. One more. Like I took him to, they had this thing called hit tracks, right?
Yeah.
So you basically like it's a like you could like pull up any Major League Baseball stadium. All like on the TV screen for hit tracks, right?
Yeah,
so when you
yeah.
hit the ball, it shows you like where it went and inside the within the park, or if you hit a home run, show you where you hit the home run. But we have Camden Yard selected for where the Orioles play, Baltimore Orioles, and so like he'll see where he hits the ball, and he's looking at exit velocity off his bat. I'm like, oh man, you hit a ball like 61 miles per hour off the bat.
Yeah.
He's like, I did. I should have never told him that. Should have never told him that, B.
Oh yeah. Now he's gonna keep track, man.
Yeah, and now he wants to kill the ball. I got to beat 61. Like, no, you don't have to beat 61. This is about practicing your swing, learning how to hit the ball correctly.
Yeah.
How to use your body, your lower body, not your arms, your lower body, right? So, yeah. We got to talk more about football, man. When I start getting into it, man, I can't wait to talk to you about it.
Oh yeah, man. I'm always down to talk football, man.
Yeah. So, all right, B. But hey, man, always a pleasure. Thank you for coming through again, and thank you for everyone in the live chat for hanging out with us. Please do the YouTube thing, hit the like button, consider subscribing, hitting the bell notifications so you're alerted when we go live. I do want to apologize. I did start the BRAP VIP, and I was going to do a giveaway, so I apologize for those who were expecting a monthly giveaway, and that's my fault. So I apologize, but I do appreciate the support. We will be doing monthly giveaways. It will probably start in August. I know I said that before, but some things came up. I need to take care of those things first before I start doing giveaways. But we'll start doing those for the BRAP VIP members. So thank you so much. But yeah, we'll be back on Friday at 8 p.m. Eastern time. Again, just quick programming note: we will be going back to Wednesday night at 8 or 9 p.m. Eastern at some point in the next coming weeks. But I'll put some information out about that change when it happens, and then also give me a follow-up on Twitter at BRAP_podcast. So until then, we'll catch you guys next time. Thank you for watching.